Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Libra, and our card tonight is the Four of Wands, which is not a shabby card to get. All right, let's take a look. Let's see. Okay, immediately, I'm seeing a face here. We have, let's pull it out. It's easier to see that way. You can see the eyes, the nose, the mouth. It almost looks like maybe somebody with wings. It looks like maybe like an angel. It looks like they're holding, I'm trying to look here. You can only really see it pulled out. It's hard to see. It kind of looks like they're holding maybe a crown or maybe like a cake. It kind of looks like a crown, but it also looks like a cake because it has the little candle there. So I wonder if this is maybe somebody who, well, and now we have a question mark and we have the semicolon. It's upside down. But so I kind of feel like this is maybe somebody. We have two numbers. I'm sorry. I want to get to these before I don't see them again. There's a 2 and a 5, so 25. But we also have, it looks like a 1. Okay, so it maybe is 21 and then a 5, or 20 or 215. It could be 25 1. Some combination of those numbers. I feel like there's a sense of, I mean, it could be that they're transitioned. It could be that they have passed on. And there's a question around that. I wonder if there's like an anniversary, their birthday may be coming up. But this could also be, because we have that semicolon, I almost wonder if this is like a friend or a lover, maybe like an ex, that, I mean, in your mind, they're just absolutely angelic, right? You still hold on to the like core love feelings, the like immense attraction that you have to them. And I feel like it's almost kind of like, this what if, right? Could things come back together? Could there be another chapter for us? Could we get a life going together? And maybe maybe it is that it's their birthday coming up, or, something like an anniversary, some kind of celebration. And maybe that's your end there. Maybe that's how you get in there. Send them a Facebook, happy birthday or whatever. But yeah, it's a very powerful image to start out with. For sure. Okay, so now on this side, it looks like we have a face here. You can see the eye and the nose. It's side profile. And let's pull this one out too. And it almost looks like this person is wearing the crown, and it looks like they have an apple. Maybe they're eating an apple. There's a heart right here. So I almost kind of wonder if this is a person that, there's it, 25 again, 2 and the 5. I almost wonder if this is a person who had maybe like, I I don't know, like a wandering eye. Maybe they weren't somebody who was like, you know, actually partaking in infidelity, you know, technically. But I wonder if they were somebody who, you know, maybe they were, like I said, had a wandering eye. Maybe they're flirtatious. Not to the level of like actually having like an emotional affair or, you know, a physical affair or dalliance or of some kind. But I just feel like it's like that, you know, kind of the apple, right? Taking a bite of forbidden fruit and, you know, I wonder if this is when you were younger. I feel like there's been so much time that passed in the context. Kind of you look at the whole thing and think, yeah, this is maybe like, maybe we're young. Maybe, you know, the situation wasn't agreed upon or, you know, whatever it is, that you can look at this and think, okay, so maybe it wasn't, when it happened, it was like the worst, right? It's an awful feeling. And probably something that broke you apart, right? So, then, you know, years later, maybe you look back and you think, yeah, I still really love this person. I mean, I really, you know, there's still a fondness, at least in my heart. And I think about what could it be of us, right? What would we have turned into? If we happened to cross paths, would there, you know, still be that spark? You know, these kinds of thoughts. And then kind of coming back on the, well, maybe, you know, maybe this was just kind of their age, or they were going through kind of an exploration phase in their life or whatever. You know, I think it's reasonable to wonder, like, is this person still, you know, uncommitted, remaining uncommitted, like kind of, you know, emotionally unavailable, not super loyal, and so on. So, yeah, I don't know. It feels like there really is kind of this curiosity lingering. But I think that, you know, I don't think this is like a super serious thing for you. I think it's something that just kind of passes through your mind. You know, we all have those people in our lives. I mean, I have friends that I think about from when I was younger, and I think, you know, maybe, you know, we now would be friends again, or, you know, I could see myself kind of making amends, or, you know, mutual amends, or whatever we have to do, you know, and exploring a friendship once again. But at the same time, if you've ever watched my readings, my advice is always don't go backwards. I actually had a comment the other day that kind of made me laugh a little bit, because I was like, okay, you got me here. Somebody said, what is like your, you know, your prejudice against the past? Time doesn't even exist. It's not, or linear time doesn't exist. It's non-linear, or whatever they said. So basically that time, it does not, you know, move in a line. And so like, wow, time is a construct. So maybe you're right. And maybe it's something I need to explore. But I feel like, you know, it can be so distractive to put our energies into things that have passed from our life for usually good reason. You know, sometimes it's just the circumstances, and, you know, you move away, or you grow away from each other, or whatever it is. No big deal, right? It's not some big drama. But I do think that, I don't know, I think it can be distractive, and that's just my position on it. you know, and so that doesn't mean anything. What do I know, right? But yes, I think it's something kind of in the air for you right now. Now we also have a snake down here. You can see the serpent there, and I kind of want to. So was this the one from before? Yes. Okay, so I want to go this way, and we do have. It looks like a ram or a sheep running. And I almost feel like this is an Aries and Pisces ordeal. This one reminds me of Pisces right here. And then we have the snake, and I'm like, okay, so we have an Aries out of there. Out of there. What does this have to do with Libra, though? I don't know. Maybe these are family members, or maybe you have placements. A major Aries placement or a major Pisces placement. But I do get this feeling of like kind of telling on, like, I don't trust this person because they're like a snake. They tell. And this maybe is like a sibling issue, family issue, because it's not, I don't feel like it's like they're informing on you, but I feel like it's like, yeah, it's the sense of infighting or, you know, kind of tattletaling. And I wonder if, yeah, maybe this is like other siblings or family members, an Aries and a Pisces. They don't seem to get along. And it seems like the Aries person just almost doesn't maybe interact with the family as much as they used to because of this particular person. And it feels like they just almost like they maybe moved away, right? They like maybe went to school and never came back, kind of thing. And I feel like maybe you still have contact with them. And maybe this person is also on your mind. Maybe this is the same energy. But there's a lot of love here. And so I wonder if maybe you will be seeing them soon, because we do have that Four of Wands energy, and it feels like a coming together, some kind of celebration, some kind of enjoying. And now I'm seeing the cake. I didn't even notice this on the Tarot of the Abyss deck. But that also goes back to that cake that we saw with the person with the wings, the angel wings. So I kind of feel like there's this sense of maybe a return home. I'm looking closer, and it looks like we have a little house here and a little tree. Maybe this Aries person coming home. I feel like maybe you didn't leave the area that you are from. Maybe still live near mom and dad, and maybe other siblings. But this person left, I think, the area. And it feels like maybe they're coming back to visit. Maybe they are moving back for one reason or another. This could be why there's a lot of this anxious energy. But the Pisces, listen, and I love Pisces people. So I'm surprised to see the snake equated to it, but I feel like it's, you know, this maybe is like kind of brought through childhood, you know, like they maybe were kind of like the baby of the family or whatever, and they told a lot. They were always telling on everybody else, and it ended up carrying some resentment through growing up. And so we also have we have you, Libra, as kind of the mediator. I mean, I think that's the big position for you here, is kind of helping everybody get through their big feelings, right? Being the one that kind of tries not to take sides, even if you do have sides. And, leading everybody to a place of kind of at least getting along. Some ease to the situation. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be all worked out. But I think that you're good at smoothing things over enough. Okay? Now, I feel like we also have a sword right here. Set in focus, yes. And kind of the stone, right? The sword and the stone. So we know the story, right? It is that, now I'm thinking, who is the kid? Is it King Arthur? Is the kid King Arthur? I don't remember, but there is a stone. There's a sword in it, and everybody from all the lands has tried to pull the sword from the stone. They couldn't do it, right? And these are big, strong knights and very impressive people. And then there's this kid that's like an apprentice, a page, and he comes, and maybe that is King Arthur. I don't know. I would look it up, but I'm not going to. I'll ask my husband later. He's kind of a King Arthur nerd. And I say that with absolute love. And my husband, shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot. His name is Paul. Go check out his channel. He's amazing. But yes, the kid comes in and gets it out, right? And he's kind of like the next ruler of the land, and the promised one. I kind of, there's a prophetic nature to his rise, and so, I kind of feel like there is this sense of really trying to get things sorted. Nobody can do it. Somehow, maybe it might be you, though. You might have that special thing, the special sauce to really kind of get it all, going together. Everybody kind of in a place of harmony. I think that it is worth a try. I feel like you love your family dearly. You want everybody to get along, and so, I think that you will put in the effort here, and it really might be quite successful, because it feels like, just the energy of the reading, I feel like there is a sense of togetherness. And now I look here and we have two people sitting together. Okay, so, I feel like this is a time where old things maybe could be put away, and there to be a coming together. Okay, so we also have, now that we're turned this way, it looks like we have the ram and then a baby. And I think this is less about the ram, but I feel like there is a connection, because we also have a person standing here with a child. And I almost kind of feel like there's a sense of wanting to have the family together, because maybe you have a young child, you have children, you want them to grow up in a close family, maybe like you had, and hopefully can bring people together so that there's that atmosphere, and your child will be a part of this little herd, this tribe of people that all love each other, trying to figure out how to be together, right? And any group of people that is worth being around. Yeah, sometimes you're gonna have disagreements, hardships. It could go on for years, right? But the love ties everybody together, and at some point, when the efforts are coming together at the same time, and everybody is working towards, maybe humbling themselves, being more receptive, open, there's a little bit of magic in there, that maybe something can be salvaged, and then cultivated once more. And I am a strong believer in letting our kids watch us solve our conflicts. work on difficult situations. Now, they don't maybe need to know all the details, right? They don't need to be there for the blowouts and arguing and this kind of thing. But to see that it is possible for people to be open and real and work through things together instead of just kind of giving up on it forever. This is important. It's very important for us to model this kind of behavior. And I feel like more and more we are in a world where, we just, and sometimes we have to, I say this as a person who is estranged from part of my family. So there are situations that it just, you have to make a decision for yourself. And, maybe other people don't understand that, but you do, But I do think that, when you have people in your life and it can be difficult, it can. And that's the reality. Love is hard. Family can be hard. But it's, often worth fighting for. Or not fighting, maybe, communicating for. And so, yes, a good thing for our children to see. Okay, so we have, it looks like a goat. Okay, we have a person with a scythe. And we have, it looks like the sun going down. So we have a sense of harvest, right? Kind of, now I was thinking, I'm going to set this down for a second. I was thinking that maybe we're looking at like a culling, but I don't think so. I think it's more of like we're in a farm scene, things coming to, a peak season. And I know that we're in the harvest in the southern hemisphere if it has not happened already in most places. And maybe the harvest is different because of the climates are different than where I'm at. We have a very specific growing and harvesting season. But it feels like there is an abundance of, this is a place of, kind of like the land of milk and honey here. Things are abundant and they are of quality. And I feel like even as, the sun is kind of setting on this idyllic scene, and that's not to say that it's over. No. But it is going through its ebb and flow, right? I think that this is a time for you to look around at your life with gratitude, to look at where you have worked so hard, where that has worked out, to look at, the gifts that you have been given from the universe, from, direct sources, whatever it is, and to be grateful for those things, to celebrate your life, to celebrate, the life that is past, the life that is now, and hopefully, planting the seeds for the next season, right? So the next cycle of things. And so, I think it is a time of real recognition and looking at things for what they are, trying not to be too harsh or hard on yourself, finding that lovely balance that Libra is good at finding. And, just, I think, preparing yourself for this next thing that is to come. Because it is, we know the harvest is a exciting one, and then there is the processing of things and so on. But then there's the period of time where it can feel kind of almost like, you are, you're out of the rhythm of things because it is that kind of dormant time. But it is a time of innovation, creativity, of incubation, and kind of renewal of energies and rest and so on. So it is a beautiful time. It can be a bit of a melancholy time as well. But do not lose heart. Do not lose heart. I feel that, you are in the prime of your creating, the prime of your life in a lot of ways. And this next season's going to be a beautiful one as well. And I mean the season as not so much the literal season, but it could be that. But this is more of the seasons of our lives, right? And so something to celebrate, and definitely. All right, Libra, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Oh, no, I forgot. We have to do the cards. I almost forgot the cards. We have the lightness of being affirmation cards with the earth element. I'm going to go ahead and take a drink. My voice is losing itself here. I'm going to go ahead and flip through, and I'll stop where it feels right. Okay, we have this beautiful yellow flower. And it says, truth, harmony. You are a joy to behold. Remember who you are. Your heart knows creation. Yes, indeed, it does. All right, now I will tell you, I love you, and I do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it does help the channel so very much. And if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. And it is free to subscribe. It costs you not a thing. What else? Oh, yes. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I would love to hear from you. And I want to thank everybody who wished Paul, my husband, shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot, a happy anniversary. We absolutely loved reading all of your kind messages and, just all the love and support. And yes, we feel so blessed. I mean, we really do. So many awesome people in both of our communities, and a lot of merged, right? It's kind of very merged. And so yes, I thank you. I love you. We're partway through the week here. We've been getting ready to move our studios and everything, and dealing with we had the flu, we had the other thing, the bad thing, and around Christmas, right after Christmas, and then just nonstop colds, flus, stomach virus. It just, so I just absolutely, I don't know my head from anything else sometimes. But yes, I don't know. It just has been chaotic a little bit. But it's been wonderful, and I love that we have this chance to kind of cross paths. I've met a lot of really amazing people on here, and so, yeah, I could ramble on about how much I love you all night long. But yes, I thank you, and I'm going to go to bed. It's bedtime. All right, Libra, good night, good night, good night.